We have the duty and the responsibility to support our people in Gaza, and the least that we can do, of course, is post about it online. That is أضعف الإيمان.
لم تتوقف آيباك عن النشر على منصة إكس منذ بدء الهجمات الإسرائيلية على قطاع غزة. يتابع حسابها ما يقرب من 130 ألف شخص، من بينهم نخبة من الصحفيين ومتخذي القرار وصناع الرأي المهتمين بقضايا الشرق الأوسط. تعد هذه المنظمة الأمريكية اليهودية أقوى لوبي أو جماعة ضغط في أمريكا، والأكثر تأثيراً على الكونغرس. كررت المنظمة نشر مشاهد لأحداث 7 أكتوبر مع صور للقتلى والرهائن. شكرت الرئيس بايدن وأثنت على جميع أعضاء مجلسي الكونغرس والصحفيين الذين دعموا إسرائيل وأيدوا روايتها. وفي المقابل توعدت آيباك منذ بضعة أيام من النائبتين كوري بوش وأيانا بريسلي اللتان عارضتا مع 7 نواب آخرين مشروع قانون لتمويل القبة الحديدية التي وافق عليها بالإجماع 420 نائباً سنة 2021. في الوقت ذاته تشن لوبيات إسرائيلية في دول مختلفة حملات تشويه منظمة ضد مشاهير من فنانين ورياضيين مساندين لحقوق الشعب الفلسطيني، وجندت ملايين الدولارات لمهاجمتهم. أحدهم مغني الراب البريطاني من أصول عراقية كريم دينيس الشهير باسم لوكي، والذي أصبحت أغنيته تحيا فلسطين الجزء الثاني أبرز أغاني الحركات التضامنية مع فلسطين في بريطانيا. حاول اللوبي البريطاني اليهودي نؤمن بإسرائيل حظر موسيقى لوكي من منصة سبوتيفاي، وشن حملات ضده تسببت في تأجيل استضافته في جامعة كامبريدج وإلغاء عدد من حفلاته. اتصلنا بلوكي وسألناه: ما الذي تخشاه إسرائيل؟
I believe that they are afraid of simply the coverage of the truth. And when we look at the killing of Shireen Abu Akleh, for example, we see that as a symptom of a war on journalism. And essentially, that is a war against visibility. And it is an attempt to lead people to believe that what is happening to the Palestinians is somehow a natural process, and that really there should not be any scrutiny aimed at Israel and what it does. So when you see celebrities who choose to get more deeply involved in the Palestinian cause, then there is a response and there are measures taken against them. There are units that exist within the military, the Israeli military, specifically for the purpose of the social media war. When you have, for instance, a website like Twitter or X, as it's now known, where millions of people can see the information that people like myself are putting out there, that is a real threat to the full spectrum dominance in this information war that Israel is waging. And they have to know we refuse to be silent. And what they see of what I do on the internet is 1% of what I do, and they have to be aware of that. We are working in numerous ways which are not visible to them in an obvious way on the internet, and we will not back down. So, for example, just 2 days ago, a song of mine, Terrorist, which had gained 5.5 million views since its release in 2011, was deleted by YouTube. Interestingly, we were told it was for the inclusion of graphic content, but that had not been a problem for the past almost 14 years. So that's one example, but other examples include the campaign by the lobby group We Believe in Israel, which has a very close relationship with the Israeli embassy, that is also led by Luke Akehurst, who is somebody that previously was a lobbyist for arms companies in this country. And also, We Believe in Israel is a project of BICOM, which is the largest Israel lobby group in this country. Now, they launched a campaign in March 2022 to get my music removed from Spotify, from the streaming platform. Now, thankfully, that was not successful because we were able to call on the support of very prominent figures in the world, from Mohammed Hadid. Also, we got the support of Mark Ruffalo. we got support of Noam Chomsky, we got the support from Kurd siblings, we got support from prominent musicians in this country, Roger Waters as well. And what they did was sign a petition and speak out and call on Spotify to not submit to this campaign by the Israel lobby to get my music taken down. And it was claimed that my music was tantamount to incitement of violence against Israel. You know, there was a stage in 2022 where I would say about 80% of my shows were cancelled. But thankfully, we were able to do a tour at the beginning of this year, and out of about 8 shows, only one of them was successfully cancelled following a campaign by the Israel lobby. So we are still pushing. And again, I view a campaign like this reflecting 2 things. It reflects, number one, the fragility of the Zionist idea. So the idea that you can have an unjust social arrangement and cruelty on an industrial scale aimed at millions of Palestinians as a status quo. So the campaign against me is an extension of the campaign to silence Palestinians. As we know, between 2015 and 2018, there were over 500 Palestinians arrested by the Israeli military and police for the crime of incitement on social media. And that included children as young as 14 being arrested for things they were uploading on social media. I don't condemn people that are deified by others, people that are looked up to by others. I don't condemn them. What I do is mourn the lives of those as brilliant as them who were never able to reach their potential because of political systems that suppress them. And in this case, the case of the Palestinians, that you are essentially no better or no more important than somebody in Gaza right now underneath the F-16s, F-35s, or seeing an Israeli tank coming towards them. Essentially, humanity is a body. And when one part of humanity hurts, we all hurt. And we have the duty and the responsibility to support our people in Gaza. And the least that we can do, of course, is post about it online. That is أضعف الإيمان, يعني. That is the least that you can do. So that's my perspective on it. Though I also do believe that celebrities are not the be all and the end all of what we're talking about. We also have to focus on where the centers of political power are and the material ways in which Israel is working in our society. What I would say is do not fear for the future, because the reality is that Israel does not have control of the narrative. And so actually, you are harming yourself by not responding to the outpouring of support that Palestine has in the world. And actually, you would find that the vast majority of humanity, you have to remember that a majority of countries in the world went through the process of decolonization. They are former colonies. So the majority of countries in the world contain populations that view themselves as post-colonial subjects. Therefore, they relate in a visceral way to the Palestinian plight. And actually, far more people in the world are on the side of the Palestinians than on the side of the Israeli occupation forces. So join the rest of us and stand with the rest of us and support Palestine.